Previously on Welcome to You Are Doom. Does Graham still have Bryan in a chokehold? Is Matt going to live in the sea? Will Jim drink the Kool-Aid? And where has Noah been all this time?
Doom, a Frisky Dingo podcast. Me, your host, as always, Bryan Dressel. With me is Graham, Brent, Mason.
Hello. At least, I mean, I'm glad you went with Brent, because I survive a little bit longer than Trent.
We also have Matt, Trent, Dykes with us. I'm so excited to do this show. I've been kind of like putting it on hold for, I don't know, how long? 3 months, 4 months now, if not longer?
A while, yeah.
Yeah,
We've
been
been
a
talking
while.
about it for a minute, yeah.
Yeah, and then the whole quarantine thing happened, and we're like, all right, well, we'll do it after quarantine is done. Turns out, well, that's just life now, so I guess we should get back to things we enjoy, and that brought us back to this show.
Indeed.
Before we start getting into this thing a little too much, I want to do a just kind of a where have we, like, how did we come to this show? Why is Frisky Dingo the show for us and the next show for our group of bros, quotations? Yeah, because this one's gonna be a little bit different than if you've listened to shows. If you listen to our previous show of Venture Bros, that one we had 3 or 4 of us, and we kind of all knew the show. We all loved the show. Many of us had the book that they released from it. This one's a little bit different. Graham and I loved the show. When we lived together in college, we were all over it. Matt has not seen all of the show, and we're trying to keep him to that as much as we can. And we think that should kind of make for a little bit more fun of an intro. But Graham, what about you? When did you come to Frisky Dingo? Was it me, or did you find it on your own?
Yeah, same. I found it on my own, along with Venture Brothers and all of that in Adult Swim universe, along with, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, and Aqua Teen Hunger for, all of that great gold stuff when it was first being released, and just C-Lab 2021, which is obviously referenced in this show too. And yeah, I mean, I've loved it since the first episode, and I've just been watching it since. And I think you were one of the first people, or roommates, or college buddies that I had that were had so much love for this show and Venture Brothers as well, obviously. Yeah. That we could just bond over it. And yeah, it's great to be revisiting it, and now doing a podcast about it. It was one of those where Venture Brothers was, there's a lot of times that you and I have rewatched it multiple times. This is probably one of those shows where I've watched it and rewatched it maybe 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
And now it's great going back to it, the 5th time, because it's so easily just mashable in one sit down, really. With the
this will be the longest
episodes.
except for when it aired. This will be the longest it's ever taken me to watch the whole show. Usually I watch it in like a week. Right, yeah, or
2 days. I mean, it's it's great. So yeah, I'm grateful to have another opportunity to go through it again and review it and give it some time, because even in the first episode, it is just loaded with stuff that they keep referencing throughout the rest of the show. Yeah, it's insane.
Oh my god!
So, I'm excited.
And then we brought Mr. Matt Dykes back from the Venture Bros podcast and various other things. And before I let him kind of explain where he's coming from, for all of you out there who are big Frisky Dingo fans like Graham and myself, and hopefully Matt, there's something that I think is very special about this show versus every other show that we've ever talked about or will talk about, and that is the sharing nature of this show. I think Frisky Dingo is at its best when you're sharing it with somebody who has no idea what they're watching. And that is why we had to have Matt kind of on reserve of like, no, don't watch it. Don't watch it till we're reviewing it. And like, we'll get there. So we will end up, I'm sure, spoiling some stuff for Matt, and I already apologize in advance for that, because there's kind of no way to talk about certain characters without being like, this character's going to be way bigger, and kind of nodding towards that. But we'll do our best to kind of keep the jokes and the spoilers to ourselves as much as we can. But I'm sure some stuff's going to leak through. But Matt, you were still vaguely familiar with the show, correct?
I'd heard of it. I'm a big fan of Archer, and it's one of the shows that sort of came up when I was looking at other shows like Archer. But I'd never really watched it, and it was sort of one of those things where I saw it and I thought, oh, I'll check that out at some point, and it's just very difficult to actually find it. So it wasn't really, that thing of like, oh yeah, I'll watch that, and you're always in somewhere where you can't do anything about it. And you're like, I'll remember when I get home, and you always forget. And like literally every time I thought of it, I was like, I was out, at work, uni, wherever. And it just like until you mentioned it recently, I'd kind of forgotten about it. And then I downloaded them and I started watching them, and I was like, oh, I am really enjoying this. And then something made me stop. I can't remember what it was.
I think it was
I got maybe up to about 8 episodes. Well, it was actually slightly before then.
Oh, okay. Because I remember like we were talking about doing this, and I'm like, Matt, you said you were starting it, right? Could you stop?
Yeah, well, that was the thing. It's like I think I'd started it, and then like a couple of weekends in a row, there was a couple of shows that sort of came out that I really wanted to watch. That was my sort of viewing for the weekend. And then I think I mentioned to you and said, yeah, I'm up to like episode 8 or something like that, 8 or 9. Really enjoying it. And then that's when you said, oh, don't start again then. Just stop. I was like, okay. And yeah.
So you're going to be a little bit familiar with the show, at least until we get a little ways into the first season, right?
Yeah, I think the last episode I remember is one where Killface is blind.
Okay, cool. Then we won't explain anything beyond Barnaby Jones. All right, well, then I think we should dive into episode 1. Episode 1 of Welcome to Your Doom, which is, again, a little bit different if you've been listening to shows before. We will be covering 2 episodes of Frisky Dingo per podcast. So episode 1 today is Meet Killface. I'm just so excited. It's like opening like a new box of toys. Like we get to start at the very beginning. And I'll get things started. So Meet Killface. This is it's a very interesting way to start a show, and I'm very I don't know how many times I've shown this to somebody and just watch them watch his opening monologue and just have them go, what the fuck is this? And it's so perfect. But a little bit about the episode itself. This is an episode where we basically just kind of get to know who Killface is, who his family is, and what his purpose is on this Earth, which is to take a gargantuan jet engine called the Annihilatrix and push our planet into the sun and destroy everybody on it. It's been going pretty well so far. They have it built. It costs something like $20 billion, and now that it's just about ready to go, he's ready to unroll his marketing campaign to the world to let them know that he is going to murder them all. And it's not going very well. All the people he's kidnapped either talk back to him, so he murders them, or can't do their jobs well enough, or only have lame celebrity friends. And lo and behold, they can't really do a marketing campaign, and they end up deciding on a direct mail campaign of postcards that is just ruined with typos. But that's for next week. Actually, that's for 2 weeks from now. That's pretty much the whole episode, right? I got it? Enough so that we can talk about it? Yeah? So, I kind of said how I feel about the episode as I was doing my breakdown. I fucking love this as an intro to the show. But what about you, Graham? What do you think?
Forget my name there for a second. What about you?
I couldn't decide if I wanted you or Matt to go first.
Brent?
I couldn't remember who I had go first for the other thing, but that wasn't on recording. So I'm like, fuck, whose turn is it? I'm going with Matt. Matt, what did you think of the first episode? I'm kidding. Go ahead, Graham.
It's great. I mean, well, first we just cut into the C-Lab 2021 intro.
I totally forgot that in my breakdown.
I thought this was the other show, and then cuts to a close-up of Killface's face, and just goes straight into his monologue. And yeah, from there, it's a beautiful, beautiful episode. Just diving straight into the character that is Killface, who I don't want to say runs the gamut of the whole show and kind of drives the whole thing, but he kind of does.
I mean, he definitely does.
Yeah. I mean, like, you have the other characters that we'll introduce in the next episode and some other stuff, but, and Barnaby Jones and such. Overall, of the episode, I love it. That's great. We really jump in there, especially with Brent and Trent. And
Valerie.
I forgot her name. Valerie.
Valerie!
Didn't realize we were doing the geisha thing again. Nope, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, Matt, what do you think of this as a pilot?
I mean, like, after his big speech and him just sitting there, and then he blinks, and then he reaches for the water bottle, I was in at that point. I was like, that's sort of like my kind of humour. That sort of thing where it I don't know how you describe it really, but it's just the sort of thing of like, you know, you're going from like a really serious, you're all gonna die thing, and then making it extremely funny because, you know, it's like one of my favourite jokes in the first Austin Powers film is when Dr. Evil's he's making his whole, you know, if you don't give me $100 billion, I'll kill you all, blah, and then he's trying to turn off the communication thing, and he keeps just changing channels. I just love that because it's just, you know, it sort of says, yeah, they are supervillains, but they're not very competent, and I don't know, I just loved that whole.
I like
bit.
how he even drinks the bottle of water and like lifts his pinky up.
Oh yeah, he's very polite about it.
Yeah,
but
and then it's like, is that enough? And then it's like, yes. Was it like 53 takes or something? Is enough or something like that?
It was
like,
so many takes. Oh my god, just his rant at him. Like, I'm trying to remember exactly how he started it, but basically the one with the "you don't have it in you to run with the big dogs, do you?" Or is that when Brent dies?
That's the second one. Yeah.
That's Brent. Okay.
Is that the second one where it starts barking?
Yeah.
Oh no. Are you done? Bush.
Oh my god. But like, it's such a good intro just to Killface himself as a character. Just the whole episode. Like, you get how he treats his captives of Brent and Trent. They're both dead by the end of the first episode. Valerie is here, and for like fans of the show, Valerie starts here, and holy fuck does she have a journey throughout this show. To know where she is now to where she ends by season 2 is like, holy shit. And that might be my favorite thing of going back to this episode is just seeing where Valerie was. Because even Sin, who has a gargantuan story too, hers isn't quite as drastic from kidnapped, being dressed up as a geisha to where she goes. Like, Sin's more makes sense.
Yeah.
But we mentioned earlier when we were just kind of talking the beginning of the episode that this whole thing is just fucking packed with jokes. And they're jokes that will kind of stick around throughout the entire series for the most part. Definitely throughout the first season, but we have the cat party joke here. We have the pickle running joke. Supposed to get the pickles. I like
cat party.
We have the fucking the bowl. Holy shit, the bowl. That's the things that I love about this show. Like, I reference this show all the fucking time, and it's because of things that start in this episode. The slow pushing the bowl off the table of don't you do it. Don't you do it. Every time makes me laugh. And then, like, I will quote it anytime anybody brings up the fucking state of Arizona. Like, oh, we should go to Arizona. We can never go back to Arizona. It's just so fucking good. But beyond that, like, the episode itself is kind of thin, and I think that's kind of important for it, because this whole thing is just, here's Killface. Meet him, enjoy him, because coming up next, we have Meet Xander Cruz, which is where we're going to move into next. That would be the second episode. Unless there's anything else I missed in the first episode you guys want to make sure that we hit. There's, no, it is jam-packed with stuff. We didn't really talk about Phil being a dick to his wife.
Oh, Phil.
It is literally just like joke after joke after joke after joke, and it's like, you know, I remember like when I sat down to watch it again for this one, I was just like, geez, I can't even keep up with all these jokes. Like, you know, I'm trying to write notes down on this because I watched it like twice. Like, the first time I just watched it just to watch it, and then the second time I was trying to write notes, and I was like, I kept having to rewind stuff and, like, you know, just to write a note down, because it's just so packed with stuff, and like the just, oh my god, that smile on Killface's face where he makes the termite joke with Trent's body as a puppet. It's just that sort of
That's some bad news, huh?
I have termites. And just that pause smile. Huh?
Yeah.
Let's hope you can still sing "Row, row, row your boat" while I drink a bottle of water. Row, row. Turn around. Okay, turn back. I got it.
And there's just the bit where he shoots Brent, and then he's like, "Look, Trent, I made you a playmate." Say hello. Say hello.
And that's when we meet Simon, and then Sid comes in. He's like, "I need to get this place decorpsed."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
I just
God.
love all the sort of like the stuff as well. Like it's like sort of early 2000s sort of things of like, you know, the bit where the, what PC stands for personal computer. That's just blown my mind. And it's just like, yeah. I remember finding out that PC stood for personal computer and having a very similar reaction. And
I just love the I don't know how
like,
to put the ringer on my phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, God, just can't figure out how to change the
here.
ringtone on his phone on his phone. And just like do I dial 9? It's like the amount of jobs I've had where I've like sort of gone to like tried to dial out, and it's like I only need to dial 9 from that phone, but not from that phone. It's like, what the fuck? It just reminded me of all this stuff that I forgot was just a thing. You know, it was just a thing back then. That to get an outside line in an office, you had to dial a random number first. It was just, yeah.
Which is one thing that I've been wondering as we're diving into this now in 2020 is, are these references going to be dated or too dated or kind of be nostalgic or whatever? And especially for a first watch, I was like, for me watching this, in 2007 or when did it come out? I think
2007.
Yeah, 2006, 7. Yeah, this stuff was like super fresh, especially when we get to episode 3 and 4. Oh my God. Talking about the car. And it's amazing how fresh, relevant, like tack sharp this stuff is. And I'm wondering for these guys, these couple guests that we have, how well this stuff is going to hit, being 13 years after.
I mean, being totally honest, I think the dated nature of the jokes and the flip phones and just some of the references make the show funnier. Personally, like, I find those things funnier because it's just a day gone by. Like, this stuff was important then, and now it's silly that it was important.
I agree with that as well. Like, the dial 9 thing got me because of how it's just not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the PC summon from personal computer thing as well. Like, you know, that's not like a...
Like, even then
everyone
would
knows
be
that
kind
now.
of late. Like, you should have... You should have known that 10 years ago. That personal computer. The PC stands for personal computer.
But it's Killface.
Which I think in turn makes it funny when you watch it now because it's already dated at that point, but by this point it's just ridiculously dated.
Right.
Of like, you know, you should have known that.
Yeah, I think, and because they tell all their jokes with like the boldest of confidence, I think it's just going to stay funny.
Yeah.
But we have been talking for a little while, and we do have a whole nother episode to cover. So let's move into Meet Awesome X. I had the title wrong before when I said Meet Xander Cruz, because he is still Awesome X at this point.
Oh my God.
Right?
Xander Cruz is Awesome X. Oh, shoot.
$5 million?
Unless we somehow lose $5 million, I'm not firing my exticles. You set me up
for a blowjob. It was a half.
It's a half and half.
First of all. All right, Matt, do you want to do a quick breakdown of the second episode that we're covering today?
Yeah.
You can just read the official synopsis if you would like. That is totally fine.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through to find that now. I've got 2 documents I'm switching between.
It's below the funniest moments.
Matt sucks. Look here. Oh no, not that bit.
It's got plenty of exclamation points, so you should be really hitting that "look here" thing. Just saying.
You said it way too casual.
Sorry, Matt sucks. Look here.
There you go.
Perfect.
Now keep reading.
Oh God. Try not to laugh my ass off whilst I'm doing it. Billionaire tycoon Xander Cruz and his alter ego superhero, Awesome X, have a problem. Billionaire tycoon Xander Cruz has frittered away the literally billions of dollars amassed by his murdered parents. So he mortgages the company to produce a line of Awesome X action figures. The only catch is he needs a supervillain doll.
What is he to do?
Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
no. Well, clearly the only solution to that is to take your assistant and merge his DNA with a crab and turn him into a crab man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the Dread Lobster?
Red
Red
Lobster.
Lobster. I think my body is rejecting the claws. Well, cut it out.
Why are you so pale, Watley?
Watley is low-key one of my favorite characters in the entire show. Like, I love the shit out of Watley. And it's mostly because of a line that's not in this episode. It'll come up later, and it's just the line,
I
stop
was
it.
about to say it, but then I remembered it's not in this episode.
I'll say stop it, because that's my line. It's stop it. And everyone who knows Frisky Dingo knows exactly what I'm talking about. Stop it. It's so fucking good. So this episode...
I'll tell you one thing, I need to get this out of the way right now, though. Every time I see Xander Cruz, I keep expecting to hear H. John Benjamin, like doing Archer's voice.
Different
and then
show.
I hear Adam
Different show.
Reed doing Ray's voice, yeah. It's
like, why the fuck is
crazy.
Ray Archer? This is so strange.
Yeah. This is
I-
exactly my thought process in that very first episode. The first time I watched it, I was like, wait a minute.
Your brain just breaks. You're like,
But,
wait,
like-
no, don't compute.
But essentially, Xander Cruz is Batman and Archer, but a bigger dick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that's kind of who he is.
I love the thing with the murdered parents as well. Like, literally, like they keep mentioning the murdered parents, and just keeps looking at the photo, and there's that music. Like, my murdered parents.
And every now and then you get Xander going, oh. It's just a little sad.
Mom, my murdered parents would want me to be happy.
Now, the interesting thing about this show and how much I love Xander Cruz. Don't get me wrong, but when I first sat down to watch this show, and I think I tuned in roughly 7 episodes into the run, I wasn't a huge fan of this episode. Like, this episode almost kind of turned me off because I loved Killface so much, and I didn't know what episode 3 was going to bring. Like, I'm like, okay, clearly Killface is coming back based on the end with the postcard. But I wasn't that big of a fan of this character in this world. I just didn't think they did that much with it. And now coming back to it, or every time since the first run through coming back to it, this episode's one of my favorites. But I always found it kind of strange that, like, my first go around, I'm like, this one just doesn't really work for me. Like, there's funny bits in it. Like, the Exicles are amazing. Like, you can never say a bad thing about the Exicles unless you're talking about their spin-off show. But, like, otherwise, like, there's some amazing, hysterical moments in this episode that for some reason just didn't grab me the first time around.
I actually really enjoyed it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I get the jokes from the joke from the outset that Xander Cruz is just a dick. Like,
Yeah.
You're not really meant to like him at all. You know, like just straight from the thing of him, like, you know, hangs up on his girlfriend. Is like, I don't even know why I did it. And it's just like, yeah, that's the kind of thing that, like, just an absolute dick would do. So I sort of got where they were going with it. I don't know if it was like, maybe like you're expecting to like this character because he's a superhero, and like especially of the time as well. You know, there wasn't really anything out there, at least not in like visual media that wasn't comic books, that there was these dick superheroes. Like,
Yeah.
Kick-Ass hadn't been around yet. You know, all those sort of films of that type, they hadn't really been around yet. So I think that
But even
might
this
be
cuts with like a weirder, just dickish, selfish, like carefree, like just different twist on it that cuts a little bit harder, I think, and it works. And it's gold. It's wonderful.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, I think everything works phenomenally well. I just think for some reason, maybe it is what Matt was saying. I just wasn't ready for this douchebag superhero guy that, like, it just didn't quite click for me. But as I got through it, I just started, like, by the end of the, I don't know, 4th episode, I love Xander Cruz. But in my first time through, it just took me a minute. And it could be for any number of reasons, but just going through the episode now, it's, I'd say, almost just as jam-packed as the first episode with just random jokes. And I feel like if you were kind of on the fence about whether or not you thought this brand of humor was for you, but throughout the first episode, I think by the second episode, if you weren't coming over, then you were so fucking gone. It's like, I can't believe I wasted 20 minutes of my... Like, you'd be mad about the 20 minutes you spent on this if this wasn't your style of humor. Because, like, you just look at, like, the Harumph clones. Like, they're never explained. Like, sorry to spoil it for you, Matt. That never gets explained, why the fuck all these clones are there, and why they only can go Harumph. But we do find out that they might be cannibals.
Get your own.
Like, there's so many weird things about those fucking things. And it's just...
I love the little Boys from Brazil reference as well, and it's something they do in Archer as well when it comes to clones. And funnily enough, like Archer is how I ended up actually watching the film The Boys from Brazil, which is a brilliant film if you've not seen it, to be honest. But it's about cloning Hitler. But I just love that, like anything like that though. The sort of yeah. I just think it was a really, like, now knowing what Boys from Brazil is as well, that line is so much funnier. And I think it's one of those sort of like pop culture references that are sort of littered throughout, which if you get it, it makes it so much funnier. And if you don't, it's like, oh yeah, that's a little... You sort of get that it's a reference to something, but you don't know exactly what it is.
But like that's kind of what Adam Reed does best, and he does it so many times in this show. Like, in this season, there will be a moment, like, I don't want to spoil things, but there will be a moment where they make a Flowers for Algernon followed by an Iliad reference, like, just 1, 2, and it's like, holy crap, these are strange literary references, especially for this moment. Like, Adam Reed just does a great job with that sort of just like, what the fuck? And
what's that first episode? He had Killface reading from Shelley.
Yeah,
well.
It's like, Shelley was a man, you Philistine. Like, it's such a fucking great line.
Where did you go to school? UFC Film School. Maybe you heard of it. And then he gets shot in half, and it's beautiful.
Oh, fuck, that was good. But like this episode, like the only thing that we really haven't talked that much about, I mean, we haven't really dove that far into it yet, but you gotta stay on the Extacles. Like, holy fuck, are the Extacles amazing characters. And you don't really ever get to know any one of them specifically beyond, I'd say, Ronnie. And I don't think Ronnie was even in this episode. If he was, it was barely mentioned.
No, I don't think it was. No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Otherwise, no, you don't really get to know anyone, because even Steve from Machete Squad isn't actually an Extacle. I just like peppering these things there for Matt to go, what?
Yeah. I mean, because Mike and Fat Mike aren't even mentioned in this either.
Weren't they? Oh, Fat
Mike. Or is it
too?
this episode?
Yeah, that's this episode, yeah.
That is it.
Because Fat Mike died.
And Mike.
Yeah.
Both Mikes.
Yeah, it's like the surprise party, and he's like, ambush! He just starts opening up on them all.
What a horrible way to tell your employees that
me?
You're firing them. Like they're trying to throw you a surprise party because they love you. But what's with the guns? Bubble guns.
Yeah, I thought you were here to. I thought you were gonna kill me because I'm here to fire you. Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, take a knee, gang. I also love the hey, big shout out to the Extacles. And then they cut to the Extacles.
TiVo thing.
Oh, that was nice. Wish we had a TiVo. Oh, now you want a TiVo.
Fuck, everything about the Extacles watching TV is just amazing. Like, I don't want to spoil things for next week's episode, but just like oh sure, you at the beach with your skin.
With your skin?
It's so fucking good. But I would almost watch an entire show, like a Beavis and Butthead style show of the Extacles watching TV. Like, it just cracks me up.
Totally.
And we talked a little bit about
they had
Watley.
a spin-off show.
I don't remember that. I just don't know what you're talking about. It'd be a horrible idea to do it with all their masks off. Like, why would you take all the Extacles helmets off? Like, that'd be a strange thing to do, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
Might be like having Dredd have his take his helmet off.
Yeah, some
like
would say it would be a bad idea.
Shitty Sylvester Stallone film.
I'm not sure if I've made my opinion on that show clear yet or not, or will throughout the entirety of this series. It was the pilot.
I didn't even realize there was a spin-off.
Yeah, it's not very good. There are funny moments. I'll throw it that much. So the other joke in that scene that we have to mention before we move past it is the Cobra reference. That's fucking hysterical. Do we at least qualify for Cobra? What, like the little G.I. Joe guy? Fucking
no.
Fucking Xander.
I I mean, I'm guessing Cobra's some sort of American thing. I didn't.
It's a healthcare thing.
It's a continued healthcare thing. So if you lose your job that provided you with healthcare, you could qualify for Cobra, and they would extend that coverage for 6 months or a year or something like that.
Yeah.
That's really weird. Like, I don't have to have healthcare coverage from my job because I just have that as a natural right.
Wait, what?
That's not weird. It's just called not being an American.
But health is a privilege. I mean, you should like pay for that. Like health.
Yeah.
Health, you shouldn't just like have that. You should like be, you should need to pay for. I mean, people can't just be healthy. And people can't just like get health care.
Did your country know how much money they can make off sick people? Because like it's a fucking racket, dude.
Yeah.
Just saying, your country should look into it. Just maybe.
You're obviously doing it wrong.
Fucking not.
Anyhow, we have to be doing it right.
Yeah, we're
Whatever,
American. We don't do anything wrong. Moving on. Right? Yeah. Yeah. We're number one.
This is about as political as we can get.
Just very cryptic sarcasm, or not cryptic sarcasm. That's all we're going to do on this thing. Well, you know what? Season 2, there's a presidential election. We'll have time to get political.
Oh, lovely.
Is there anything else in this episode that we haven't really talked about? We talked about Watley. We talked about Stan a little bit and how much Stan just has the worst fucking job. We haven't really talked. I mean, from last episode, we didn't mention Taquil at all, which is voiced by Killer Mike, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that until just now. I was like, hey, wait, Killer Mike. Wait, did he do the song? Wait, shit, is he Taquil? Oh my god, I love Killer Mike.
I knew Killer Mike did the song because I remember seeing that, but then I'm like, wait, did he actually voice Taquil as well? Oh, he did. That's fucking cool. Yeah. But more on him next week. Is there anything else that we missed in this one that we want to make sure that we hit, or should we move into our favorite moments throughout the 2 episodes?
Well, there's the bit with the hooker where he picks up the hooker for literally no reason.
What do you mean no reason? He was sitting at a stoplight. He saw a man jackhammering, and he saw a hooker.
Yeah. Put 2 and 2 together.
Now he wants a hooker.
Yeah. I love how it's underneath the fucking billboard for Awesome X's retirement party.
Yeah. It's like, is Xander having an existential crisis? Yeah. Does he know what that is? No.
I just love as well, like, when his way of not getting caught by his girlfriend is to, like, throw the Awesome X mask on and then just be like... There's just that line where it's like, we went to college together. No, we didn't.
Shut up. Get out of here. Yeah. He will meet you at your place in an hour.
And the fact that he
hates
says
tardiness. It, you should know this.
Like, without a breath. We went to college together. No, we didn't. Get out of here.
Yeah. It's the line deliveries are so good in this in this series as well. Like just from these first 2 episodes, like, picking up on just how good the voice acting is.
Oh yeah, and
just how the lines are delivered makes it that much more funny.
And we didn't really talk about Grace Ryan.
It's true of a lot of things, I would say.
Like, I love Grace Ryan. Grace Ryan is another character like Valerie from the first episode who's just, holy shit, does she have a story. But God. You're talking about the voice acting quality, and like that moment when she's interviewing him at the beginning of the episode just cracks my shit up. The thank you. And thank you, City.
Thank you.
I'm Grace, thank you.
City.
He's just such a dick.
I'm Grace Ryan, and I'm Awesome X.
Poor Grace Ryan.
It is that sort of thing, though, isn't it? It's like he's just a massive dick. I mean, it's like there's elements of, like, you do pick up elements of, like, Archer, like the whole thank you thing. I'm pretty sure they did a pretty much identical joke in Archer. But he's a step above Archer on the dick level as well.
Oh, yeah.
And Archer's a dick.
But even
there's just something about Xander which is just even more of a dick.
Well, it's got the because Archer is still competent at his job. Like, he might be a joke, but he still does his job every time. Xander Cruz is an idiot on top of being a dick.
Yeah.
But like his poor girlfriend Grace Ryan. Like, I love Grace Ryan. I know she annoys some people. I think she's hysterical. But her fucking crew just cracks me the fuck up. The
6 bars.
The moment like he drops the call and like hangs up on her, she's like, "Oh, must have dropped the call." Oh, well, I have 6 bars. Yep, 6 bars. Oh, and they just get worse and worse, and it's so fucking good.
Hey, are you gonna load out or just talk about your phones all day?
Yeah, and that again is like another sort of like quote unquote dated reference now, because nobody really checks how many bars of signal they've got on the phone anymore now.
Yeah.
You're like literally, have I got signal? Yep. No. Okay. Yep. You're not like, oh, I've only got 1 bar, so that call's not going to go through. Maybe it's like literally just signal or no signal. Signal, great.
It's gold.
I mean, it is. It's
and
fucking
she does
great.
have an amazing arc. I mean, I can't. We can't get into it right now.
No,
and we won't for a few episodes, but it's fucking insane.
Like I was trying to think, like if Matt is
not
up to
guess
where
what her arc is.
no, like that's what I'm like. If Matt's up to where he's blind, I don't think he knows where Grace Ryan goes yet.
Nope. Well,
I saw some bits with her, but yeah, that could just be the opening bits of it.
Has she ever seen the Annihilatrix yet?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't want to potentially spoil anything, so I feel like I should
that's
just
kind of
stop
as far
there.
as I want it. That's kind of as far as I wanted to get.
Because I don't want to ruin the next week on Frisky Dingo, which is
oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. There's so much good stuff coming up. But after I said that, I feel like that's a logical time to say goodbye to this episode. Is there anything else that we've missed in episode 2 here, or should we move into our favorite lines across the 2 episodes? Good?
No, I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
We covered a lot, to be fair.
We did. I knew the first episode would be a little long as we're saying hello to everybody. So for the first season here, we're going to do 2 favorite quotes, one from each episode that we're doing, and then maybe in season 2 we'll do favorite something else. But for season 1, it's going to be favorite quotes. I can go first. I have a few that I just...
Yeah.
I always bring up all the time. Like, there's so many quotes from this show. Like, if you go to the subreddit for this show and you post basically anything, everyone in the subreddit is just going to quote at you just constantly because the show's so goddamn quotable. Which is great. I mean, I've participated in a few of those myself. But I think the moment for me that makes me go, this show is fucking hysterical, is when he's holding poor Brent off the side of the Annihilatrix, and he's just doing his damnedest to try to stay alive. Mentions Jason Alexander, and then he's like, I'll get somebody better. Don't you say David Arquette to me. Well, then I won't.
Since you mentioned it.
I just love the bit where it says, I could get Jason Alexander. It's like, well, yes, why do you call him when you're on your way down or something like that? Like,
we call him when you hit the ground.
Yeah, that's it.
Just the don't say David Arquette to me has forever stuck with me. It is so goddamn funny. I have a backup quote that if neither one of you take, I need to say, but we'll hold on to it for a minute. Because my episode 2 quote, I'm going to go with a random one because, again, there's so many on here that are just constantly quoted throughout the entire show. I got to go for the one that I kind of forgot about and just got a gut-busting laugh from me when I watched it this time, which is when the X-Skulls ambush Xander Cruz. His reply is, "Go time, mother humpers!" And it's fucking great.
It's true.
I didn't pick up on the fact that he says mother humpers.
Yep. Another wonderful, unexpected, happy thing that happens when you have a kid is you have to watch these shows with the closed captioning on all the time. Just because you never know what sort of volume you can be allowed to listen to. Right. And yeah, you catch a lot of the stuff that would otherwise go flying over your head. So,
like Go Time Mother Humpers. I had another one for episode 2 as well, but I'll hopefully one of you will get to that one. Graham, why don't you go first? What's your 1 and 2?
So, yeah, it's kind of tough because it's like there's so many quotables in it, and I'm trying to go for like ones that I really like that I don't think that everybody's gonna pick or that I would pick all the time, but ones that I just that I catch in the moment. So this is one of those where it's, look, Trent, I made you a playmate. Sin, draw a bath for our guest, and then have this place decorpsed. Beautiful, decorpsed. Wonderful, wonderful phrase. And then the other one is another just kind of in that same Exticles moment, bloodbath thing of when everything all calms down. He's like, "Here, Kevin made you this." And then there's kind of like a bunch of overlapping chatter, and then it kind of calms down for a second and goes, "It's Sculpey."
Oh my god.
Just one of those Exticles moments that you just love. Like they all chime in so much, and they're just flying so many quotes at your head, and you just catch a couple of them, and they're just beautiful things.
And there's usually just
Exticles.
just one, just after all the chatter's done, there's one extra, just little beep, and that's usually the funniest one out of all of them.
It's Sculpey.
Holy shit! I'm looking at my notes now. We forgot to mention that when Xander comes in to make his action figure doll with all of the Harumph clones, if you look in his briefcase, there's nothing in it but a muffin on a plate.
I saw it.
Well, I made a note of that because I don't want to bring it up because it was another thing when I was going to reference Archer. But in Archer, they do that all the time with there's counterfeit bearer bonds in this briefcase, and it's just a cupcake on a plate.
That's so fucking funny. All right, Matt. What's your favorite quotes?
So Graham kind of sort of used one of mine, but he didn't actually do the full thing. So mine was, "Look, Trent, I made you a playmate. Say hello." It's just that say hello bit just gets me every time. Say hello. It's just oh god, I just love it. I just love the way, yeah. It's just say hello.
So good. What about episode 2?
For me, you know what? You've all gone for things about the Exticles, but mine is just
so good.
They are really good. I do like them, but for this episode, my favorite quote is just when Grace mentions to Automex that she's heard that he's retiring and whatnot, and he just goes, "No, ever vigilant. I'm a beacon of vigilance."
Beacon of vigilance.
A beacon of vigilance. And a beacon of fighting.
Yeah.
I like how he adds that in at the, you're like, what? And a beacon of fighting.
Just in case. So since neither one of you brought it up, I had to bring up the Stan's reaction to Whatley is so fucking good. Just he's standing there with his lobster claws, and Xander goes, "Thoughts? He's an abomination!" Stan doesn't get a lot of great lines, but when he does, they're so good.
God.
I think we did it. I think we've covered the first 2 episodes as much as we're going to, as much as we can. I think we did a good job. Pretty proud of our work.
That's quite a lot for 2 11-minute episodes.
Yeah. It's we'll if we need to adjust the format moving forward, if we need to drop down to 1 per week, we might. But I think once we kind of get into the rhythm of this will still work out. But we'll see. We'll do a quick round of plugs and we'll say goodbye. My plug is going to be very simple every week. It's just go to athpod.com for everything that we do. I highly recommend it. It's great. And I will just throw out there, if you've just come to this show, thank you very much for coming to the show. And if you are a fan of Venture Bros, be sure to check out what we did before, which was Venture Bros, the Venture Brothers podcast. I'll throw that one extra plug out there. Graham, what you plugging?
So I sometimes show up on after the Hype Network's podcasts, and one of the previous podcasts I did was Venture Brothers podcast. So
it was a good show.
If you like this podcast, and if you like Venture Brothers, check it out.
Oh, and look at that. Matt's just fucking internet died again. And instead of doing a whole rething, we're just going to say Matt says goodbye as well, and to check out his articles on athpod.com. Thank you so much for everyone for listening to the first episode of Welcome to You Are Doom. I am so excited to get into the rest of them coming up next week with the next 2 episodes. And they are going to be amazing episodes. We have the episode that made me go, this is my favorite show. Next week.
It's great.
It's so great.
Please take it.
See. All right. Bye. Welcome to You Are Our Doom is part of the ATH Network of podcasts, produced by Bryan Dressel and Jonathan Hardesty. Hosted by Bryan Dressel, with co-hosts Graham Mason and Matt Dykes. Artwork by Jonathan Hardesty. Notes and research by Jim Funicille. Original music by Evan Michael Brown. Visit www.evebro.com. That's www.evbro.com for more. And be sure to visit athpod.com for this and every other show on the ATH Network.